practice mind control, deprivation.
Hey, what's happening? It's Lee. What do you call it? If you haven't done the forum or the advanced course by Landmark Worldwide, highly suggest it. Just reviewing this Illuminaughtii review, and she's left with a lot of questions and no real answer. So apologies for it took me so long to get back to you. It was recorded 4 years ago, so.
A racket that exploited its followers, heavy recruit.
So criticism intensified as S grew. It was labeled a cult and mind control. We went over that in the last video, I believe. But yeah, no mind control whatsoever. No cult whatsoever by any definition. Cults are what cults are. Landmark is not a cult. Criticism intensified as grew. Yeah, I mean, look, you get a lot of people that are like making a lot of difference in their lives and are beginning to rave about it or have fervor about it. Um, where does he say something about fervor? Um, let's see, let's do it. So yeah, verbal abuse we went over in the last video, sleep deprivation in the last video. Racket that exploited its followers. There's no exploitation. Heavy recruiting, endless graduate seminars. Yeah, I mean they're not unless you could just stop whenever you want. Um, and heavy recruiting. Yeah, they're not recruiting anyone. It's just look, if I got happiness in 5 days, enlightenment, I challenge anybody to share to get that for themselves and then go try to explain that you can't explain it. Try to yeah, say what you need to say to be able to have them. I mean, they won't see what you see. It's really just an experience, but whatever, it's 5 days, so it can't be cult-like. There's no one leader, so and yeah, you don't have to invite anybody if you don't want to, but if you found happiness, enlightenment, you can't really argue that you would want to not share that with other people or hide that or whatever that is. Keep that a secret. Um, docs, authority, authority. I saw this great video from professor of which school? Warren Bennis. Um, at the business school, Marshall School of Business. Very, very, very great. Anyway, so we were doing the fervor. Why are people so excited about Landmark? It's not what I don't know why I put it in quotes. Excited. Well, I guess that was sort of what I was putting in quotes. Um, or saying it's that's what I meant to put in quotes. The thing, the one thing. Um, fervor. No, it's not showing up. Excitement. We might have to address that one in another video. But yeah, again, I mean, why would you not be excited about enlightenment and peace of mind and freedom and all those sorts of things?
Recruiting endless graduate seminars. Much was made of.
Oh yeah, so if you haven't done it, it's the forum is 5 days, the advanced course is 5 days, it's $915 each before any discounts. I don't make any money off it. There's no affiliate link. I don't represent them. I don't work for them. I don't do anything with them at all. What do you call it? And it says so 5 days each, so 10 days for the rest of your life, 1830 for the rest of your life.
Mr. Erhard's tangled Don Draperish past. His
I think we touched on that in the last one as well. Um, uh, so yeah, no mind dynamics, no mind control. It's actually the most freeing thing ever. Um, and it's not Scientology is what Scientology is, and this is Landmark Forum is not Scientology whatsoever. Um, I went over this in another video, but the guy who put together a bunch of these ideas with a lot of other people, really, at least 100, if not, I mean, thousands, really, because thousands of people went through the training. So each time someone does the training, it, makes an impact, on the organization, growing in their understanding on what works and what doesn't work for people. Um, Anyway, so yeah, L. Ron Hubbard tried to tell Warner that he was a two, and Warner said I'm a five, and then never went back to Scientology. So if you're someone that's leaving Scientology, you're not bad, right? So it's like to call him, I don't know. So yeah, and I guess you'll find some similarities between the two. But hey, we both drink water, we both breathe air, you know, uh, we both speak English. There's a million different things that we can both do, and it doesn't put us in a cult or using each other's stuff. Oh, you're a Scientologist because you said the word the. It's like, okay. And then if you're gonna say, well, the concepts are there, it's like, okay, well, this is like I said, 10 days, and you never have to go back, and there's no one leader, and there's no anything negative that people feel about Scientology is not that way about Landmark. So, um, as people say Scientology light, it's like. Um, It's an enlightenment and peace of mind and freedom in 10 days. I don't know. I don't know what that's not. There's no religion, there's no theology, there's no psychology, there's no anthropology. It's not historical.
Days as a car salesman in Philadelphia, his dabbling in mind dynamics and Scientology.
I don't know if I touched on that one in the last video. As a salesperson and more importantly, as a manager of salespeople, we are forced to get better. Because if someone what we just hired gets better than us, then all of a sudden everyone else is going to them for information or whatever. So I'd rather them come to me, not discover something and get upset and then, I don't know. I'm just using it as an example of me, hiring and people in my job not having nothing to do with Landmark. And people are leaving for whatever reason. I never spoke to them, you know what I mean? I don't know the reason why they left. I do exit interviews now, so that's beside the point. But yeah, nothing to do with mind control, nothing to do with Scientology. Yes, I don't know if I covered this in the last video, but he did leave his wife and four kids, not making any excuses for that whatsoever. And he also has made up with his wife and four kids and has an awesome relationship with all of them, with nothing left unsaid from any of them.
His desertion of his first wife and
I'm not defending him. I'm not defending Landmark at all. I'm just this person is left with question. Like the literal video title is a question. Do you know what I mean? Anne's book has a question. Is this a cult? And the answer is no. And like this just sits out here and 1.15 million people watch it and then also have that same question with no answer. So here I am answering the question.
their four children to reinvent himself on the West Coast. In 1985, he repackaged EST as the Forum, a kinder, gentler iteration of the training that was also more success orientated. In the 80s, people started to think a little bit, and it was possible to use a less confrontational style, he said. But tax disputes, company lawsuits, and an ugly
Yeah, I don't know tax disputes. I don't know anything about any of that, but all I know is that they've been paying their taxes in an American company for a bunch of years since 1991, and yeah, they don't have any unpaid taxes now. So, company lawsuits, um, and ugly divorce from his second wife. I mean, she's going to go over each of the lawsuits later. An ugly divorce from his second wife kept Mr. Earhart in the news media crosshairs. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you get divorced twice, then that's going to certainly do that to you.
divorce from his second wife kept Mr. Earhart in the news media crosshairs. Word about Mr. Earhart began to spread, and none of it looked good. His name was fake, lifted from an
Yeah, and I'd imagine that his wife tried to divorce him, and he attempted to do what he wanted to do to cause her to stay, but she just, for whatever reason, didn't. I'm not going to say I'm blaming her at all. It's just for me, I'm committed to my marriage and I do anything for it. And this stuff, if you're thinking of getting divorced, do the forum first. and you will have real free choice afterwards, not telling you what to do. Um, just letting you know that this causes free thinking that causes you to come up with your own things that really work for you. Um, And yeah, I don't know. Name was fake. You're just saying that someone took someone's that someone had a name and then went by a different name. Like that's been happening since every foreigner that comes over here from every one that comes over here from a different country is they asked them back in the day at least, oh, what's your name? And they just gave them a different name because it was easier to say or whatever. That's not an easier to say thing, but it's like, hey, if I can reinvent myself at any point in time, and I have the power and autonomy and authority to my own self over my own self, not saying authority to anyone else over you, um, that you'd be able to change your name without, you know what I mean, without it meaning anything other than that. Esquire article I read on the plane to California. The men who made the New Germany included references to Ludwig Erhard. Oh, because that's how he got the name. And the Minister of Economics and Werner Heisenberg, the atomic scientist. Mr. Erhard was born Jack Rosenberg. Um, yeah, I have a suspicion that possibly, probably, he is using yeah, all these anyway, I won't get to that now.
Article he read that made reference to Ludwig Erhard, a minister of economics, and Werner Heisenberg, an atomic scientist. Mr. Werner Erhard was really born Jack Rosenberg. In 1991, the IRS officials publicly accused Erhard of tax fraud. At the
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's they are making now at least $100 million a year or so to go from a brand new company, which they weren't because they were or had seminar trainings that he had been in business for years, and then they rolled over into another. Well, either way, if you're making $100 million a year and you're not selling a product, that looks fishy. You know what I mean? Because it's a conversation. People leave freer, happier, freer from anxiety, more peace of mind. So that's not really something that I can like tangibly hold. You know what I mean?
same time, 60 Minutes broadcast a report on him that depicted him as an
And then 60 Minutes later did an amazing piece on his whole life.
abusive father and husband who molested two daughters from his second marriage. Just before the show was televised, he sold the forum and fled the country. Things got worse and worse for Earhart, even though he claimed
Gotcha. So it was because of this 60 Minutes that he was like, yo, I don't need to be part of this anymore. Because it was never about Warner. It was all about the ideas.
claims the allegations were just a smear campaign organized.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense, actually. It's totally a smear campaign to get him to. So what happens is a bunch of people start releasing a bunch of press releases to the news, and then the news publishes this story, and then even if they retract it later, it's like, hey, that more people saw the story, and all of a sudden this is worse thing.
By Scientology officials to get back at him for poaching clients and ideas.
Yeah, I mean, look, people have free choice. So that's the law of the marketplace. And then ideas. I mean, if you publish something in a book and someone then goes ahead and repackages those ideas with full intent of the law, there's nothing illegal about that. And yeah, Warner saw maybe an idea or three like I don't know if acknowledging people is a Scientology idea. I mean, I can't imagine that someone like would say, but that's just an example of something of like acknowledgement. Like, is acknowledgement, because that's something that I got from the forum and Grant got from Scientology, but does that mean that like I got it from there? I don't really know enough about Scientology to say which ideas are um But don't you want to like not miss out on the good ideas? And like in including that is Buddhism, is all the 20th century philosophers, like a lot of people read all of that stuff and were enlightened, uh however they were first enlightened. And I mean, eventually someone was going to put it all together, right? And figure out how to package and sell enlightenment. And it's mass produced custom service. So it's customized to you. So if there's 250 trainings going on, there's 250 people doing the training, there's 250 different trainings going on. Um, in any event. So someone was going to eventually, right, take all the books and all the knowledge in the world and put it all together into one thing that was 10 days, 5 days each, and $1,830 before discounts. Like, and I don't make a penny out of that, but it's just to compare and say this is like that. It's just, I mean, that's detrimental to anyone's life. If you're doing this is like that, then you might miss out on something special about that. Um, and if it doesn't meet one of the definitions of a cult, no leader, no uh what else is the things definitions of a cult? Oh, like you just keep going back and giving all your money and giving all your time there, like um in any event, there's none of that. You're left with free choice. And what was I gonna say about that? Must not have been that.
Strangely enough, he may not be wrong about that either. Mr. Earhart sued the IRS itself for falsely claiming he evaded taxes and won almost a quarter of a million.
Oh, like I just don't. This is so funny. People doing this quote unquote, and I don't know if you would call this journalism, and I mean no insult whatsoever to Illuminati. I'm not coming at you. I'm literally just attempting to answer your questions as best you can. Um, uh, Start out the story with man wins $1 million from man's suit. Okay. I need to see how often the IRS has been sued. This isn't winning an audit. This is being sued for $100 million in damages. A quarter million. Excuse me, not 100 million. I mean, I'm sure they've been sued a lot. Has to be a thing. How many times has the IRS been sued and lost? Question mark. Um, So yeah, so you start out there's IRS allegations. Like this is so like, you know what I mean? I just start with the end in mind, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying what's effective is like saying the end that he won the lawsuit against the IRS and then say, of course there were allegations during it. Like, I don't even know what to call that. Like, why would you even say, you don't even need to say that there were allegations because it was a loss. High settlement rate. Um, and they lost the lawsuit, it looks like. This is not a settlement. At least from what you're telling me. You're telling me that he lost the lawsuit. So, I mean, the IRS lost the lawsuit. Um, which only happens 2% of the time. The IRS settles out 98% of their cases. That is hilarious. Um, yeah, I don't know how many times they've been sued and lost because they settled out so many times. So I don't know. It looks like there's thousands a year. In fiscal year 2021, only 188, 1.1% of the 1,800 cases closed were tried and decided on in merits. Doesn't even say whether the IRS lost or not. It just says that the cases were closed and were settled or resolved by default. Like it doesn't happen. People don't sue the IRS and win um if they're doing something wrong.
$1 million in damages. The daughter that accused him of abuse recanted, admitting she lied to receive an advance on a book.
There you go. So all this stuff about
The 60-minute segment, it turned out, was riddled with so many discrepancies that CBS even deleted.
oh my God. Okay, well, I'm really glad you're covering everything, and that's why this video is going to be so great because I can really answer just everything you laid out for us. So thank you for doing the video. I mean, it's really, 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 really important.
Deleted it from its public archives. So it takes bold choices.
Um, yeah, so there's like 12, 14 distinctions or conversations that are had in the forum, and I'll have to do this.
Part is nearly as horrible as people.
He's not nearly as horrible as people believe. I'll have to lay those out in a different video. But the all the distinctions are on the syllabus on the website for free. And it's like I said in other videos about like how true, false, good, bad is all in the sea of opinions.
Believed. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that it's far harder to repair a bad reputation than it is to get one in the first place. A lot of accusations hurled his way were unfounded, and CBS should have done their proper fact checking before ever airing that first 60 Minutes expose.
Whoa.
Is he shady and untrustworthy with questionable seminars?
No, not shady, not untrustworthy, not questionable seminars. You can question all you want, be skeptical as you want. Just ask you be open.
Perhaps, but that doesn't give anyone a right
To
wrongly label him as a child molester either. However, the reason I bring this up at all is because to this day, people question EST's old methods as well as what they became at Landmark. One GQ article reads, "The Landmark Forum is the streamlined, highly gentler offspring of the pinnacle of the 70s counter movement EST. In EST's heyday, large groups of groovy seekers were reportedly locked in
No, nobody's locked in a room. I went over that in the last video with the bathroom. And yeah, it's done out of your house now, so it's not.
rooms for as long as 20 hours a day over 2 consecutive weekends.
Yeah, we went over that in the last video. This is all answered in the last one.
And subjected to fantastic group pressure.
Yeah, so none of this is in reality. Um, it's just that Warner started it and he didn't have to go to the bathroom and he didn't have to go to sleep, so he just kept going and then people thought that that's the way it had to be done and then he had to realize, hey, there got to be breaks and so forth. And then pressure, yeah, it's like that was never the intention. So if anyone if you ever experience pressure at all, it is not meant to come off as pressure at all. It's literally that I got a freedom from anxiety and more happiness and more peace of mind in my life. And I challenge anybody to share that with people.
Pressure, verbal abuse, and brutal honesty.
We went over the verbal abuse one in the last one as well, that it's a ruthless compassion and it's nothing, then that person isn't left demeaned. In fact, they are left enhanced.
All in the name of self-empowerment, personal transformation, and the ego.
Yeah. I don't know why you need to call it self-empowerment. That's what empowerment means. It's really power, it's really freedom, all of the same meanings. And yeah, personal transformation, again, you don't need to say personal. I think transformation entails that it is personal, or I guess a company or an entity. And yeah, it is personal transformation in 5 days, and I don't know anyone else that's offering that.
Of EST's creator, a one-time car salesman turned publisher named Jack Rosenberg, aka Werner Erhard. In 1991,
I mean, she just finished off that thing saying that all of the accusations were unfounded and not fact checked, and then like goes back to the calling like him basically names and whatnot. It's just
With lawsuits pending and a potentially damning 60 Minutes expose was about to create loads of bad publicity, Earhart sold the technology of transformation to a group of his former employees and split the country. His followers eventually formed a company called Landmark Education. Landmark now has over 400 employees in 21 countries. Its 2003 revenues were approximately $67 million. The Landmark
I think it's 100 million now.
Forum is the flagship seminar, a $400 3-day public personal inquisition through which participants seek a transformation, a breakthrough to living powerfully. Even though
I mean, technically, yeah, that's a result of it, but I just went in being like, oh, I want to be really effective and successful at my job at work. That's it. Um, I was starting my first sales job, knew nothing about sales, learned from some great mentors, and yeah, just wanted to get better at that, whatever that entails, and that happens to look like yeah, anyway.
hard or Jack Rosenberg, whoever was unjustly attacked, I think it's safe to say that Landmark was born of questionable circumstances. People labeled EST as
Yeah, not questionable circumstances. It's just he went through the training and then he brought it to other people. That's it. Not mind controlling. Cults are what cults are. It's not a cult whatsoever.
mind controlling and a cult long before the 60 Minute show ever aired, after all. But the Landmark Forum has been developed by different people and it's in a new time now, right? Well, don't hold your breath. Earhart has been involved in numerous projects along with EST, such as the Hunger Project. Around that time, Hunger Project was criticized as a group that had no intention of actually feeding the starving, but just raising.
Oh my gosh, wow. I'm so glad this is wild. So, I could understand how someone would think that because the Hunger Project may have not been around physically feeding. Maybe. It's really around the possibility of ending hunger altogether. Um, so a lot of that is conversations around, I don't know, farming, ranching, um, conversations that move countries, that empower things, like what happened with Ireland. And I understand what's going on with Ireland right now, but 25, whenever the Good Friday Agreement was signed, um, at that point, we were more or less good. Not good, like good or bad, but I'm saying like not having the type of violence that we're seeing or the upsets or whichever that we're seeing now. And yeah, maybe it takes one. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's very I'll have to pull up the Hunger Project stuff. Uh, authority. There we go. Not anyone's authority over you, your authority over yourself, your agency, um, autonomy. I don't know if it's the right word. All right, I'll pull that up in a second here. Um,
Awareness of hunger. They've even been called an offshoot of EST in the past, with the vice president and secretary treasurer of Hunger Project both being.
yeah, I mean, look, hunger is important to a lot of people, and a lot of people did the forum, so makes sense that there would be a concern about there being such sort of offshoot.
Members of the EST advisory board. This goes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want people that are happy, free from anxiety, have a lot of peace of mind in their life, and they don't have to continually go back to a place to get that. It comes from within them. I want those people who are conversation for ending hunger on the board, so nothing wrong with that.
Way back though, to the 70s and 80s, Erhard's no longer on their board today, and the Hunger Project seems to have cut ties with his organization. This is just to say that when Erhard gets
Yeah, because Erhard and the people that were on the board were really the only tie to the organization. It's just the people, not really I don't know. It was never a tie. It was a separate organization. It just happened to be that some of the people did both.
involved with the project, it doesn't seem to elicit a very positive response. So, because Landmark is so deeply rooted in Erhard's values,
Yeah, well, when you take a lot of actions, you fail a lot more often. And they took a lot of actions, and they knew that they would that failure is a part of the growth and expansion and speed at which you end hunger.
I'm not sure how much good they have to offer, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. So, let's go ahead and start with what people have said about their seminar, the good and the bad. Now, these reviews, as expected, were a bit of a mixed bag. Even though I know this company
Yeah, we reviewed her,
isn't at all like the Girl Scouts,
I believe. Yeah.
I think the similarity here is that the experience is almost going to depend entirely on the leader you get and the
I don't think that that lady in that picture had actually done the forum. She just was reviewing reviews of the forum,
activities you do. Some
and a lot of reviews are anonymous.
might be fine sitting down all day just listening to a group
Yeah, it's done at your house or not wherever you want, really on Zoom. So you, if you want to stand and stretch, you can do that. It's just be in the conversation. That's it.
leader talk about how to change your life.
It's not about change, and it's not about changing your life. Um, Transformation is separate from change. People don't change, and it's not about changing your life. Like I said, I was just wanted to do better in business and be effective and see what I didn't know about business yet. You know, I had gone to school. I had ran the high school radio station. I ran the supervisor for the movie theater, so that's pretty much like running. I did everything except what count the money, um, and lock the doors. That was pretty much it. And but I did lock the door. Like I locked the door with the manager, and a lot of times I did it. You know what I mean? I mean, I had to make sure I counted money back to customers, right? You know what I mean? Anyway, and carry the tills down from the floor of the movie theater concession stand or whatever to the or from the box office to the office. You know what I mean? So there's that accountability. Anyway, so I don't know. I just wanted to see what I didn't know, and I was open minded, and I did it.
Some people might get bored of that really easily and say the long hours were killer for them. If a leader
Yeah, that's how it works. It literally works because of that's covered too. So what did we say? Long hours, and what was the other one that we were just the reason I pulled this up? Um, People have to work. This is about people that work for them on staff. So you assume that the long hours and high commitment of the staff, no. Um, so why do people, no, that's not, maybe it's not, fatigued. So it works when people are fatigued. The training is 5 days or 15 hours a day, one day off. Some brilliant person figured out that the 15 that the days were 15 hours because the training wouldn't work unless people were fatigued. So you go through everything, right? So if you're a person that's a morning person and you're all happy-go-lucky or whatever in the morning, it takes that fatigue to go through the full, you know, if you just only see someone in the morning, you may only ever see them like that. Um, I mean, clearly the training is done in 15-hour sessions because that's what you need in order to fatigue people and all those other things that I know you all know better about than I do. Um, like weightlifting. you push it to, I don't remember what the thing is called, max out or whatever. Um, you push it to your limit before you hit that. I mean, you are fatigued, but um, before you hit like tearing your muscle in a bad way, you know what I mean, and injuring yourself. Um, the people that we've done the training with over 60 hours over 2 weeks, they got fooled. I'm not sure exactly what this is referencing, because they've revised it so many times so it works for people, the most amount of people, or they didn't know about whatever it was done with the training over the 3 weekends. We always do the training in prisons. You go over the prison thing, then I went right into the prison thing. Go straight to validity. Oh no, okay, not right away. Um, and they didn't know they needed to be fatigued for the training to work for them either. Um, he went off on a tangent on the prison thing here. Um, about how it shows the validity of their work. Now you should know the trainers are fully professional. So the training is 60 hours long and it's got parts, and it's because we're trying to understand it. We're trying to explain it to ourselves. So we divide it up into parts. Um, takes on average 2.5. No, no, no. The fatigue, and then what was the other thing I was looking up? We'll have to break all this down another time, but yeah, it's 15, it's the 5 days for the form, 5 days for the advanced course, and that's for the rest of your life.
Is dynamic and entertaining, I'm sure that would help. Whereas if they're talking to someone in a monitor,
Yeah, it's very dynamic and very entertaining. If well, it's not entertaining. Um, this is your life. I didn't go there to be entertained, although I found a lot of what they said very funny because I could see how it pertained to a lot of people. So the way they word things, I literally would laugh out loud. But that's how I deal with life, is I laugh at stuff. Um, yeah. So
tone voice all day, I can't imagine someone having a fantastic experience.
yeah, you'll find out, at first you'll be dismayed, maybe a bit uncomfortable. In fact, I will say that you will be uncomfortable. Um, but immediately in the first few hours, I found out something very profound. But then, anyway, so first you find out something that you don't like about yourself, or discover something you don't like about yourself. Second, you did discover, and they didn't tell you what you didn't like. You didn't have to share anything. You didn't have to even say anything. You just listen, and you'll see, or will see. Second, you find out something great about yourself. And third, you find out something very profound about yourself and about the world,
So whether
and about your country, and about your faith, and about your I don't know, it's customized. So I happen to be thinking about all those things as I was listening to them say whatever they were saying.
you've had a fantastic time or horrible time with land.
So yeah, there's this thing about like, oh well, to each his own. Some people had a good experience with it, and some people had a bad experience with it, and it's like, okay, I can empathize, I understand what you're saying, I get it, I do. Um, it's I don't think that that exists. It's people maybe didn't like their trainer because, if I tell you something that you've never been taught, and it's not about teaching, or it's not like education, it's not like a classroom. When someone shares something with you that, the sea of opinions, that good, I don't know if it was this one or the other one, good, bad, right, wrong, true, false is all in a sea of opinions. That can be a bit jarring for people to hear that information, and um, anyway, that could make me not like the person that's training. I could be like, well, screw them because they don't know what they're talking about. Like there is people that, I thought what they were saying because, you're thinking in your head that that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Who is this guy? What is this? You know what I mean? So, um, anyway, take something up.
And Mark, that's valid. I just want to go over some firsthand accounts to see if anything.
So anyone online that's saying that they had a bad experience with this is, in my summation, either following other people that are saying they had bad experiences, or they like that didn't like their trainer, and it's like this wasn't meant to be a pleasant conversation. So know that it is meant to get you what you want. It's not a recipe to get you what you want. It's not instructions to do that. It's literally just questions that lead you to have your own insights in your own listening. Um, and that causes you to come up with your own answers and your own solutions or your own thoughts for action or your own whatever it is. So anyway.
Particularly worried.
So anyway, and then they'll like critique it and be like, "Oh, I have the best life, I have the best wife, the best job, the best everything is working out. I'm having a wholly new religious experiences on a daily basis." And I oh, but I had a bad experience. It's like can you see how that's a little bit like nobody's asking you to go back today. You got what you got, and that's it. You never have to go back. But you have all those great things, and it's not saying that they're a cause of the form. Oh, it's because of the form that you got all those things. Not that at all. It's just after the forum, this happened, that happened, that happened, that happened, and in the moment, it might look a little annoying, and you might want to blame someone or something or the forum for not having exactly what you want in life right now. Um, but I promise you, if you just if you're like upset with Landmark or like, because I was like upset with them for a little while. I had left. Someone said I did something that I did, and I wasn't meant to be doing a legal substance while being in the positions that I was in. And so it was a really a yeah. Anyway, so but anyway, so I made so why were they gossiping about me? I made up all kinds of oh they should have let me at least finish the course that I had paid for and done 90% of already. Um and then once I forgave them and like I just was like wow, I was doing two intensive courses, a 2 year long course and a 1 year long course. And I don't recommend that at all. I don't think they even allow that anymore. But at any event, so I was doing both of them and I got free from both of the like I got a lot of good stuff out of that. I got all the skills that I got. Plus I got to like leave scot-free and not finish my commitment. So I got a lot out of it. So there's no reason why I would be like making them wrong for not letting me in any event.
Surfaced.
So K months. So yeah, I've said this in other videos, but I've made 1 million and saved 1 million after the forum. I found my lovely bride of 12 years after the forum. I have an all new relationship with everyone in my family after the forum. I have 7 streams of income, 8 streams of income that I didn't think was even possible when I had one after the forum. And then people will be like, "Oh, you spent all your money on the forum." It's like, now I have 8 streams of income.
When in the video said
So this girl didn't even do it.
that was for her to sit all day, she found that Landmark really did change
Oh no, maybe she did do it. Okay.
her view of the world. She claimed that she hadn't seen her mother as a person before, and this helped her view the individual people in her life differently. Then
I think I only went over the pressure part of her video, maybe where she felt some sort of pressure to invite somebody. And again, you don't never have to invite anybody ever. You never even have to say anything. You could literally just listen the whole entire time and it would still work. It's just like I have way more peace of mind, happiness, freedom in my life, and I would want to share that with others. So I hope you're having the best day ever. Peace out. We'll be right back. Bye bye.